A quadratic equation is a second-order polynomial equation in a single variable x. The standard form of a quadratic equation is the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0.
Because it is a second-order polynomial equation, the fundamental theorem of algebra guarantees that it has two solutions. These solutions may be both real or both complex.
There are mainly four ways for solving the roots of the quadratic equation. These ways are extracting the square roots, factoring, completing the square, and using the quadratic formula.
In extracting incomplete quadratic equations, it can be written in the form x squared equals k that can be solved by applying the properties. A. If k is greater than 0, then x squared equals k has two real solutions or roots. X equals positive negative square root of k. B. If k is equal to 0, then x squared equals k has one real solution or root. X equals 0. C. If k is less than 0, then x squared equals k has no real solutions or roots.
For example, we have x squared is equal to 625. Since k is equal to 625, which is greater than 0, then x is equal to the positive and negative square root of k. So x is equal to positive negative square root of 625, which means that x is equal to positive negative 25. For our second example, x squared is equal to 0. Since k is equal to 0 and 0 is equal to 0, then the root will be x is equal to 0. So we can say that the root of the equation is x is equal to 0. For our third example, we have x squared is equal to negative 1. Since k is equal to negative 1, which is less than 0, then there is no real solution for the equation, since there are no square roots for negative numbers.
In solving quadratic equations by factoring, first, transform the quadratic equation into standard form, which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then, factor the quadratic expression, which is x plus a times x plus b is equal to 0. Then, apply the principle of zero products. If a and b are real numbers, then a times b is equal to 0 if and only if a is equal to 0 or b is equal to 0. Solve each resulting equation.
For our example in factoring, we have x squared plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. By factoring, we have x plus 2 times x plus 3 is equal to 0. Using the principle of zero products, we have x plus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. By solving, we have x is equal to negative 2 and x is equal to negative 3. So the solution for the equation is that x is equal to negative 2 and negative 3.
In completing the square, the quadratic equation must be in standard form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then, isolate x on one side of the equation, then divide both sides by a. Add the square of 1/2 of the coefficient of x to both sides. Simplify both sides, with the side of x being a square of a binomial. X plus n squared is equal to negative c over a plus b over 2a squared. Then, find the square root of both sides and solve.
For our example in completing the square, we have x squared minus 4x minus 21 is equal to 0. We must isolate x, so it will become x squared minus 4x is equal to 21. Then we will find the square of the coefficient of x, which is 4. So it will become x squared minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 21 plus 4. It can be simplified into x minus 2 squared is equal to 25. Then find the square root of both sides. It will become x minus 2 is equal to positive negative 5. By transposing, we have x is equal to 2 plus minus 5. Our solution will be x is equal to 7 or negative 3.
We can also solve a quadratic equation using the quadratic formula. The formula is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Our example in using the quadratic formula will be x squared minus 6x minus 16 is equal to 0, wherein a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to negative 16. By replacing all the needed variables, we have x is equal to 6 plus minus the square root of 6 squared minus the quantity 4 times 1 times negative 16 all over 2 times 1. By simplifying, we have x is equal to 6 plus minus the square root of 100 all over 2. Next, we have x is equal to 6 plus minus 10 all over 2. By dividing, we have x is equal to 3 plus minus 5. Our solution is x is equal to 8 or negative 2.
We hope that this guide will help you in solving the roots of quadratic equations. Thank you for listening.